We have some breaking news that's coming in from India, where the Ministry of Home Affairs is set to blacklist 800 Indonesian preachers. Indonesian Tablighi Jamaat preachers who violated visa rules that led to a cluster of COVID-19 cases in the Nizamuddin area of Delhi. Our political editor Kartikeya Sharma now joins us live with more details on the front. Kartikeya, talk to us. What's the latest that you're picking up from the Indian Home Ministry?
This is in context of the Nizamuddin case. And we have been given to believe by our sources that Ministry of Home Affairs is all set to take action against 800 all Indonesian Tablighi preachers. Most of them had come to India on tourist visa. But what they did was they participated in various religious congregations. Now, Tablighi Jamaat organizes a lot of religious congregations, which means people come, you have religious discussion, men participate in it. But this happened at a time when the pandemic was slowly approaching other countries from non-epicenter areas, which is apart from China, South Korea, it was making its way to South Asia, Europe and other parts of Americas. Now, what the police has learnt is that most of them not only stayed back, but they were part and parcel of those intense, closely knit, held religious congregation, which has actually made or I would say put a lot of people at risk because of the coronavirus guidelines. Now, those social distancing norms were not followed, and the police has also come to know that because of them, a lot of people have now infected. And then there was a lot of resistance in the state of Tamil Nadu because a lot of people opposed the fact that they were there when the police was trying to trace them. So it has also created a little bit of social tension. But then the larger issue is that if you had come on a tourist visa, why were you part of the religious congregation, knowing very well what was happening in the world from January onwards? So I think it has irked a Ministry of Home Affairs, and what they want to do, a lot of people can say, well, this is post facto, but then they will be blocked. Those who have gone back will be blocked, and those who are still here will be traced under the valid visa. Because see, if you are part of tourist visa, then you have not broken the law, but you are not supposed to be part of the religious congregation. But anyway, Ministry of Home Affairs has decided to cancel all the visas once all of them are listed in terms of their location. But then sources say that the most of them have already gone back, which means that if they are the couriers, then they are probably infecting people in Indonesia also. And pandemic is not confined to borders. You know, it has truly become a global killer.
Absolutely. Kartikeya Sharma, our political editor, joining us. Kartikeya, I also want to ask you, do you think at this stage the Indian government will be coordinating with the Indonesian government as well? Because there is work on hands for all the 700 odd people who were there at the congregation, who are now dispersed in different parts of India, and making sure that they are isolated and their neighborhoods is isolated as well.
Absolutely. I would say that Tablighi issue is not an Indian issue. It has primarily become a South Asian issue. If you look at what happened in Pakistan, Imran Khan has not been able to take decision because of Tablighi Jamaat. Our correspondent Anas had reported from Pakistan that there is no clear guideline from the government on Friday congregation. And then you had the super spreader of Mardan, which infected thousands of people. And then you had those preachers from Kyrgyzstan who ended up not only infecting others, but they have gone back to their country. So it's a truly South Asian issue. It concerns both India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, where Jamaat has a sizable population. I think it's incumbent on the organization to actually ensure that the guidelines are followed, because, you know, when religious institutions or the spiritual gurus or people, associated with religious charity come out, then civil society tend to listen to them in a way which would be different from the dictum of a state, that it becomes voluntary. So I think it's incumbent on every religious organization, not only Tablighi Jamaat, which is on a spot right now, to ensure that the rules of the respective governments of the states are followed so everyone is safe, because this pandemic has no boundary.
Our political editor Kartikeya Sharma joining us with that latest breaking news update on this bulletin. Thank you, Kartikeya, for being with us. And with that, we will wrap things up here on this edition of the news. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.